I'm sick of the blatant favoritism, the hypocrisy, the double standard game design that Team 4 has practiced in Overwatch 2. They made some big promises about addressing and changing the game in 5v5 rapidly. They made a lot of promises about 5v5 where, you have videos like Flats reacting to himself, reacting to the Overwatch 2 announcement where they were claiming things like 2 main tanks were too oppressive in Overwatch 1, which is ludicrous statements that just indicate they clearly never understood the game that they had. And that same problem is going on now. Thank God they're looking for more, I don't know if you guys saw this, they're looking for more core hero designers to help out their balance team, who Lord knows needs the help, because man, they have been all over the place with what they say they want to do and then what they actually implement into the game. And today we're going to be ranting about one of the things that somehow, some way, 12 seasons into this game. Now, I've not seen the season 12 packs. I doubt they nerf this though in season 12. If they nerf this in season 12, I will eat a sock and I will buy them and bake them a cake and I will deliver it to Irvine, California myself. But as of right now, the devs' unwillingness to address how broken Widowmaker is, especially at high-level play, is ludicrous. Widowmaker is the most unfair, overpowered DPS in the game. Now, that doesn't mean that she's the absolute strongest DPS in the game right now. What I mean by that is like Brigitte in Overwatch 1 for every season that she was in the game, she rewards you too much for what she requires, and just to be frank with you, she's insanely unfun to play against. Blizzard going into Overwatch, into 5v5, acknowledged that without 2 tanks, spacing becomes way more open. There's one less tank player on the map, right? So one-shots ended up becoming oppressive. That was the claim that people made. This is the path we chose to go down. Now, you could argue if one-shots have a place in Overwatch or not. That's fine, but that's not where I want to take this discussion. The reality is, the decision that was made was that one-shots were too overpowered, and this is the path we chose to go down. So naturally, you would assume the most powerful one-shot, the most unanswerable one-shot in the game would be addressed by Blizzard. But no, they will address every single one-shot combo except for the most oppressive, unanswerable one in the game. For example, Doomfist got moved to the tank role. He can no longer one-shot. Junkrat's mine combo, which felt like a one-shot, gets addressed and gets gutted, removed from the game entirely. Okay? Hanzo's entire character identity gets deleted from the game, and he feels awful to play. And I'm okay with going down this path if we choose to do it. But how in the world, Blizzard, in what world does Widowmaker, who has the highest scope critical hit rate in the DPS role, higher scoped accuracy than Hanzo, she has better accuracy, a higher crit rate, more damage on her headshot than Hanzo did, better range on her headshot than Hanzo did because Hanzo had bullet velocity and bullet drop, better escape options than Hanzo did. How is a hero that is the most egregious example of one-shots being oppressive not been touched in a game where there isn't a second tank to actually control space and check that one shot, in a game where the support abilities to bail out the dive against that target, which is the only way to answer it other than counter sniping on Widowmaker? How is that not addressed? Because the bailout abilities and immortalities are more accessible than they've ever been before. Alari Pylon can permanently protect the Widow from the dive without anyone playing the game. Kiriko can instantly TP across the map and Suzu somebody, making them invulnerable. Life Grip exists in the game. Brig Packs now burst heal. Bap Shift now burst heals. And instead of having a tank who actually has the survivability and uptime to check and zone the space, now as a DPS player, because there is no off tank, I am forced to try to quickly dive and burst down a Widowmaker through stronger support abilities with significantly less uptime than an off-tank had. So if we're going to address the one-shots, how have we not addressed Widowmaker? It is not fun getting one shot across the map when you can't even see the character because you guys didn't even add a scoped glint to Widow. There's been nothing done. Nothing. When she is objective, and I want to challenge this too. People say, well, Widow takes skill and Hanzo doesn't. Projectile heroes are harder and require more skill than hit scan heroes. I'm not saying hit scan is a skillless role. Do not take from what I said there like that, okay? Widowmaker does take skill. That is not the issue. It's why does Widow get to be hit scan, which again has higher accuracy. If hit scan is harder, why does it have higher accuracy stats across the board? And why does it have higher critical rates across the board? The whole role. Because you don't have to actually account for where the player is going to move. And I'm not saying that projectile heroes should always be better than hit scan heroes. Please don't take it like that. And I think everybody at home could probably understand what I'm saying. But when you really think about it, just because, oh, sometimes the Hanzo can hit a lucky RNG shot does not mean that Hanzo is less skillful than Widow. It does not. You have to account for more when aiming on projectile heroes than you do on hit scan. Hit scan is easier. So why does this hit scan hero that has better dive peel in this game, less things to contest them in this game, when getting a one-shot kill is significantly more valuable and harder to turn in this game, why does she get to keep her one-shot just because she's the sniper character, but everyone else, heroes like Hanzo, lose theirs? There is no answer. You guys are hypocrites. Your design philosophy has been insanely hypocritical, and I challenge anybody. Name another DPS hero that could go 10-10 and still hold every fight hostage and be the most important target to go on in the game. There is no other hero like that. But because the threat of Widowmaker instantaneously picking off one of your squishies from any angle exists, she's the most important target to go on regardless of the player skill. At any rank above Diamond, you can notice it. She is an insane crutch hero that dominates ranked when she's picked because she has to be dove first every fight because she has the threat of the one shot. So Blizzard, I need somebody to explain to me how it's acceptable for Hanzo to get gutted, Junkrat to get gutted, Doomfist to get moved to the tank role and remove his one shot, Hog to have some changes but to still kind of have his, Sojourn to lose hers. How is it okay for all of those heroes to lose theirs when we claim that one-shots are oppressive, but Widowmaker remains untouched? And not only does she remain untouched, but if you guys think that she should maintain her one-shot, you don't try to compensate with nerfs to the other parts of her kit. She can grapple out of any dive for free. Like, they haven't even tried. They have not even tried to make the character more fair or fun to play against. Because how valuable a one-shot is across the map when there's not an off-tank to contest it, when there's way better support abilities to easily bail someone out. There is no downside that they tried to implement. And here are some things I can understand. I get it sometimes where people are like, well, Widow loses her entire identity if you nerf her one shot. Okay, but what about Hanzo? You did that to Hanzo. You killed him. Why can't you kill Widow too? It's either one or the other. It's not both. Sorry, it's either both. It's not one or the other. You can't pick and choose your favorites, Blizzard. If one-shots are oppressive, how have you not addressed the most rampant, oppressive, easy-to-hit one-shot in the entire game? How? How have you not done that? And the answer is you're hypocrites. You're hypocrites or you just are delusional. So here are some suggestions that I'm going to give the team, right? Because again, Widow also does have some SMG options. It's not as good as Stormhouse, sure. And you could say Hanzo's a bit of a brawler as well, but he's horrible right now ever since they changed him. Everybody knows this. He's dog shit. He's terrible. Horrible. And the only answer is hit scan bias. But listen to this. Let me give some proposed solutions, okay? Because the support abilities are all stronger. If you want, say that you cannot get rid of Widow's one shot, right? For whatever reason, oh well, we need the hit scan sniper or else the game shit. Like you could give her some damage over time. You could give her way better fall off. You could reduce the amount of headshot damage in general, so it doesn't maybe one shot everybody. You could do anything. But let's say that you absolutely cannot do that, which is bullshit, by the way. Give Hanzo back his one shot if that's the angle we're going with. Why is her grapple not getting nerfed? Make her commit to her position, right? So if she actually gets dove, it's not instant immortality cooldowns and then a grapple away too. Because as a Sombra, right, for example, or a Tracer, if I'm diving the Widowmaker in the back, I don't have infinite uptime. Like if I was an off tank or like a diva and I go on that Widowmaker, right, in Overwatch 1, because I'm a tank and I have cooldowns that allow me to occupy space for longer periods of time, it's easier to contest that Widow and keep the one shot in check. That power balance, especially when one elimination was worth less in Overwatch 1 than Overwatch 2, is way easier to manage. I thought she was OP as fuck and ruined the game in Overwatch 1 when she was getting picked, but like it was definitely more answerable. It was definitely more answerable than it was in this game. So why is it that now when there isn't a second tank to actually occupy the space to contest this character, especially on maps where she's at a range where she's unduelable by 80 to 90% of the cast. Unduelable. And if you go on her, you get killed by the other people. You can't just go do it, right? It's impossible. Why is it that she still gets to keep her mobility options? Why does a sniper that has the best one-shot in the game have a grapple that gets her out of the dive for free, while she gets to one-shot anybody attempting to dive her from across the map, giving her the advantage, by the way? Widowmaker has the advantage against dive to start off the fight. She does. Because she can one-shot them while they're jumping. Especially in ranked, like you could sit there and say, well, actually, Samito, in pro play, she's not that good because she just gets dove when she's bad. Ranked is not fucking pro play. That's why you see Widow dominant in ranked all the time, because it's not going to happen. And everybody knows this. Nobody talks in ranked because everyone's getting fucking permabanned for saying somebody's shit. Nobody's even slurring it anymore in ranked. Well, I guess the kids who are slurring are still slurring, but you know, people are just talking and competing and they're getting banned. So nobody comms anymore. So you don't have the comms to coordinate a dive. She can one-shot you from across the map. And even if you do jump on her, there are like immeasurably strong. The strongest abilities in the game are on the support role that will automatically deny anything that you do. With the Suzu, the Pylon, the Life Grip, the Drone, the BAP Shift, Brig Packs now, Burst Heal. It is significantly easier to peel a target on support in 5v5 and Overwatch 2 with the changes they've made than it was in Overwatch 1. So why does she get to grapple out for free? If she's going to have her one shot, she absolutely must commit to her position so she can be punishable. It is the only way to make it fair. And you could sit here and say, oh, well, Samito, that makes Widow horrible. Well, tough shit. We chose to go to 5v5. We're here now. What, we should just leave her broken? Should we have left Hog the way he was? Should we have left Hanzo the way he was? Should we have left Sojourn the way she was? Which is it? Should we have left Junkrat the way he was? Which is it? We've committed to this path, and yet Blizzard refuses to address the most oppressive one shot in the entire fucking game because it's that hero's identity, but they'll do it for Hanzo. Double standard, hypocrite game design, hypocritical game design. You guys cannot pick and choose your favorites. If something is a problem, you must address it. It is that simple. Nerf Widowmaker or add the other one shots back in the game. It's your choice, Blizzard. She's the most consistent hit scan. She's the most consistent sniper with the one shot in the game. She has the most damage, the least amount of fall off, the best range, and ironically, the best mobility out of any of the snipers. How? How does this stay on live for this long? And she's the only character in the game where you could be 10 and 10 on DPS and still be holding the lobby hostage. And that is all you need to know. Go watch a game in Masters or above. Go watch a game where there's a Widow. And a ton of these games where the Widow will literally be 10 and 10. If you took that player off of Widowmaker and put them on any other hero in the game, the gameplay experience for the other team immediately becomes 10 times better, and that player is 5 times worse. Every time. Every time. Every single time. It is ludicrous. It is ludicrous. She is a more egregious example of what Hanzo was. But Hanzo gets gutted, and they won't fucking touch Widowmaker. It's disgusting. And I don't give a shit what anybody says. It's fucking true. It is fucking true. I am sick of it. It ruins the game. It is the most unfun experience to play against. Especially if your solo tank player does not play a dive character or a shield tank. Or plays a hero that can actually contest that Widowmaker by themselves. It's miserable for everybody. Blizzard, if you claim to want a quality experience in 5v5, and you made the claim and have done the changes to completely admit that one-shots and single kill elimination targets, single shot elimination things, are too oppressive, especially in a format where one kill oftentimes completely dictates the fight, you need to address the most overpowered one-shot in the game. Especially because you've made peeling dive significantly easier over time in Overwatch 2. With every single support ability becoming burst heal, auto heal, whatever it may be. Widowmaker needs to get changed. It is ludicrous that you all have not changed her. I do not care how the hero performs in silver. If you are going to gut Hanzo and Doomfist and remove Doomfist one shot and Junkrat's one shot and Hogs and attempt to remove Hogs one shot, you absolutely must address Widowmaker's one shot. One-shots do not have a place in 5v5. If this is the path that you guys have chosen, you refuse to address the most egregious one, and your hypocrisy in your game design must stop here. Hashtag Nerf Widowmaker. And I'll tell you what, guys, I have half a mind to tell everybody to report every single Widow player you see on ladder, because if the devs won't do it, take it to your own hands and abuse their dog shit system. And I don't care how mad that makes people. Seriously, she shouldn't get to sit there and ruin the fucking game for everyone else, because the devs will not practice what they preach. They refuse to do it. And thank God they're hiring more people, because it's been 12 seasons now and they refuse to address it properly. The time is now, Blizzard. Stop the cope. Nerf Widowmaker. This shit is fucking stupid. So yeah, that's my Widowmaker rant. I challenge anybody to debate this with me in the comment section. Seriously, let's have an open discussion about this. Explain to me how, if we have claimed and gone down the path of one-shots being oppressive in this game, we remove every other one-shot in the game, but we do not even touch the hero with the strongest one. In fact, the only thing they did to Widowmaker in this game was buff her HP and then revert it when it broke the game in the worst season of Overwatch, which was Overwatch Season 2. Overwatch 2 Season 2. Nerf grapple, nerf something. She needs to be extremely punishable if she has the lethality that she does. And you could sit here and argue, well, that would gut the hero. Well, you made the decision to go to 5v5 and it ruined the game. I'm sorry. Tough shit. You gutted Hanzo. You gutted Hanzo too. You gutted Junkrat too. You removed the fun for everybody else except for Widow? The most oppressive one? Yeah, bullshit, Blizzard. Bullshit. Get your shit together, Aaron. It's ludicrous. Anyway, tough love today, because there's no sugarcoating this. It's just hypocritical hero design. It's just bad game design. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll catch y'all next time. Take care. Peace out. See y'all later.